Morning Nigeria, it's Tuesday, September 30th, and as the sun rises, so do fresh debates over power, politics, and the economy. The questions before us are urgent, the answers are uncertain, but together we'll make sense of them. I'm Sam Sebalogun.
And I'm Oluwayemi Adelakun. This is Daybreak Live, the program where we break down the stories shaping the heartbeat of the nation. All
right, on Daybreak Gist, this morning we'll begin with the ruling making waves in the political space. The court order barring Patutomi from setting up a shadow government. What does this mean for political activism, opposition voices, and the democratic process? That's where our conversation starts today.
Later in the program, we bring you Daybreak news and headlines and analysis to unpack the day's top stories and their political undercurrent.
Right, and in our big story, we found the fallout from the PDP Congress, asking the question, what does it mean for the APC's political strategy ahead of 2027?
And as always, we'll close with Trend Watch, tracking the conversations and controversies shaping Nigeria's social and political mood.
Right, it's Tuesday morning, and the spotlight is on politics, policy, and the people. Shall we begin?
I think we should.
Good morning to you, Yemi.
Good morning, Samson.
Good to be back here to talk about trending issues in the country.
Definitely.
This is what we do, right? Nice to have you back.
Yeah,
you know, Patu told me recently, you know,
okay,
out of himself and some other people came together and decided to create what they call a shadow government, overseeing the government, and of course, more or less like a government from afar. They are not in power, most definitely. Nobody voted for them to be in power. But what they do, what they plan to do, is to criticize constructively and see exactly, oh, let's say there's a shadow minister of power who also oversees power in the country, but from afar, if there are mistakes, if there are things they could chip in and then come about, you know, solutions to trending issues when it comes to power in the country, and so many other ministries like that. But recently, there was a court ruling that says, look, there's nothing like that in the country. You can't do that.
Definitely. I expected that it will go that way because obviously, I mean, just like we've mentioned, that it's not within the constitution that Nigeria currently, you know, is using. That is the 1999 constitution. And of course, we operate under a presidential system of government. That was obtainable in a parliamentary system of government that Nigeria operated in the 60s. Because, I mean, in that constitution, you're allowed to have a shadow cabinet, you know, where there are other ministers, you know, that are not the actual ministers, but then all these ministers are there to actually criticize the government, you know, to say that, okay, this is what we are going to do should we, you know, get to power. And of course, I think the party told me he was once a former presidential candidate of this country. Right. So I do not know why he wants to do that. And I'm actually surprised that it was the DSS, you know, that other persons or other reporters or news outlets refer to as SSS that actually filed the suit in court to say that certain man, an economist, you know, is trying to create a shadow cabinet, and then it is not within the constitution of Nigeria. Because he also, you know, made an argument to say that it is within the right of every Nigerian to have that right of association and expression. But DSS is saying this is not within the constitution of Nigeria. So I do not see the reason why it should cause maybe some argument amongst Nigerians or even amongst these two parties, because it's not within the constitution of Nigeria, in as much as you want to do this so that the government can do better in terms of the policies and the likes, but it is not within the constitution. So I see no reason why it should cause any problem. I never expected that the court would, you know, say, okay, you can create these, you know, shadow governments, because otherwise known as opposition government. I never, you know, expected it. So I expect what happened or what played out at the end of the day.
Yeah, to buttress your point, you know, sometimes the fear of the unknown might just be the reason this is being done. There's a distinct difference between shadow government and parallel government. I know that the DSS actually knows they know this and they know exactly what it means. But this could actually lead to something different if care is not taken, and that's why they are trying to nip it in the bud before it becomes a problem. Take, for example, if eventually there's a shadow government and it leads to parallel government, that means that they do not recognize the legitimacy of the current government in power, duly elected to office by the Nigerian people, and that's a problem. That means there is crisis looming, and if that continues, it could lead to something totally different to what everyone is thinking right now. So I do not understand where this argument is coming from the opposition party saying this. If they want to actually do this, I think there's a process, and they should look at what they can do within the legislative arm of government and see if someone can actually champion that bill. If it is done and it becomes an act, then everyone can just do whatever they like as regards having a shadow government. But as long as it is not enshrined in the Nigerian constitution, I don't think there should be any noise about it. But then you trust Nigerians, a lot will still unfold as regards this. It might lead to people thinking they are being stifled somehow. They are not being allowed to practice what they know as opposition in the country. But then you can actually be an opposition party, criticize constructively, overlook things, and then there is a way you come about solutions to problems facing the country, and then everyone would know who actually talked about this. So it's not about the government taking the credit for whatever it is you have brought on board. But Nigerians will always have a reason to complain about it.
Definitely. And of course, I do believe that the Constitution is the body of law. So in as much as we want to see the opposition is not being allowed to do what they want to do, we should always abide by the Constitution. Yes, there was a time the Constitution allowed for a shadow government, but now it's not going to happen because of the Constitution. So just like you said, there are better ways to be an opposition party. And if you look at the activities of Party before now, it's always most times at the forefront of saying that, okay, the government is not doing this well. So the DSS is trying to say, okay, without a shadow government, you are doing all of this.
You have been active.
If you now get that shadow government, we cannot even, we don't want to think about what can happen, at the end of the day, because, I'm not quite sure. I don't think he's a very violent person. He's an intellectual, and of course, he will always come out to talk about, his concerns in the best way. But then at the end of the day, there are better ways to be an opposition party rather than a shadow government. That's the way I see this.
I think it is time for every political party in the country who are not in power actually to form a united front, not necessarily a shadow government, and then see exactly how they can come in. Sometimes we have seen some political parties who are actually meant to be the opposition. They are been playing victim rather than playing the opposition. So things can actually change, and we can start seeing political parties putting the ruling political party in the country, which is the APC, at the forefront, and of course putting them under the spotlight. Each time there is a mistake, each time there's a policy that does not favor the Nigerian people, everyone can just come around and say, look, this is what we think about this particular policy. And I think the government, so far, there has been times that some policies were about to be implemented, and then there were cries all around the country, and then it was withdrawn. I think that happened so much under former President Muhammadu Buhari. There were times policies were to be implemented, and then when people talk about how it was going to affect the Nigerian people, then it will be withdrawn. So I know that the government also, they read the newspaper, they listen to radio, they watch television, and then each time we talk about these things, there's always something to be done about it.
And definitely, I agree with you. And of course, I think even the opposition party can partner with the masses. Right. They are not saying they should be a sabotage to the ruling government, but I feel the masses feel it more when it comes to some of these policies, just like you mentioned. So they can partner with them and, of course, hear their opinion. And one beautiful thing I'm saying about this constitution review that is going on is that the citizens are part of the discussion. Right. Yeah, not in the large amount, but then I think, some persons are part. Yes, they are part of, this constitution review. So this is the best time. Okay, if we want to include shadow government in our constitution, can we make room for it? Now. Not like maybe if it's not, enshrined in our constitution, a few years later, some persons will still come back to say we want a shadow government. Because in all of this, whether a shadow government or no shadow government, if we don't have active opposition parties or leaders, it's still going to be counterproductive. Right. Because, if there's nobody, or maybe the people that are supposed to speak up do not have that opportunity, or maybe they are using it for other things, what can you do better? And can you assure us that when you come to power, when you get to that position, you will do better, honestly, because we've seen shadow governments
ideas
in the past.
are very good on paper.
Very good. Even shadow government that happened in Nigeria, years back in the 60s, how well were they able to present, their claims to say we are better, or we can do better outside of Nigeria even, because, I mean, we adopted the parliamentary system of government from the UK, from British, and of course, when I don't know, if you have ever seen some of their clips when they are debating, you'll be surprised. It's so funny because these people speak up the way they're supposed to speak up, and they're very vocal. So this is what we want to replicate in Nigeria, that opposition parties, shadow government or no shadow government, can you begin to set things right through your words without necessarily causing violence or unrest in society.
Right. I think I buy your idea. That's all we can take.
But where's my money?
All right, I'm going to pay you.
Okay.
Just send me your account number.
Okay.
All right, that will be all we can take on the Daybreak Gist this morning. We say thank you for joining us on the show so far. Let's go on a quick break. When we return, we'll take weather reports. We'll be back.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Welcome back from that short break. The show is still Daybreak Live right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. Do well to link up with us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and on X, formerly Twitter, at Dominion Cast. You can watch us live on our YouTube channel at Dominion Broadcast. Do well to subscribe to that channel and most definitely drop your comments while the program is live. You can also watch us live on our website, www.dominion.org.ng. Now, welcome back. I have with me in the studio Yemi Adelaku, who will be bringing you weather report this morning. And we start from the ancient metropolitan city of hospitality, Ibadan. All right, weather currently feels like 23 degrees Celsius in Ibadan this morning, above axis, and wind is expected to be around 3 kilometers per hour, and dew point at 23 degrees Celsius, humidity at 98%. So if you are in Ibadan, stay ready for the weather today.
Well, let's cross over to Osogbo, Nigeria this morning. Weather feels like 23 degrees Celsius, wind around 3 kilometers per hour, and dew point around 23 degree. That's what we have for Osun this morning.
Right away from Osun this morning, we are straight to Ondo State, and the weather currently feels like 23 degrees Celsius in Ondo this morning, and later in the morning it will be cloudy and rise to 26 degrees Celsius, and by afternoon there will be scattered thunderstorms in Ondo, and it will be around 27 degrees Celsius. It will be mostly cloudy in the evening at 24 degrees Celsius, and overnight there will be showers in Ondo at 23 degrees Celsius.
Let's cross over to Lagos this morning. Our weather feels like 25 degrees Celsius, wind around 8 kilometers per hour, humidity around 94%, and dew point around 24 degrees. That's what we have for Lagos, Nigeria this morning.
All right, moving on to Port Harcourt in the south this morning, Rivers State to be precise, weather currently feels like 21 degrees Celsius, fair right there, and later in the day it will rise to 25 degrees Celsius, and by night 20 degrees Celsius. Dew point is expected to be around 20%, and wind is expected to be at 0 km per hour. So if you are in Port Harcourt today, Rivers State to be precise, you have to be prepared for the weather.
Let's cross over to Kaduna, North Nigeria. This morning, weather feels like 22 degrees Celsius, and later this morning is expected to be around 23 degrees Celsius, cloudy around 3%. Still this morning, expected to be around 25 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy around 2%, and later this morning, 27 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy around 2%. That's what we have for Kaduna North this morning. All
right, moving on to Owerri, the capital of Imo State this morning. Weather currently feels like 24 degrees Celsius, cloudy right there in Owerri. And later in the morning, it will rise to 28 degrees Celsius, and by night, it will be at 22 degrees Celsius in Owerri. And the wind is expected to be around 3 km per hour, dew point at 24 degrees Celsius right there in Owerri today.
Let's cross over to Niger. Our weather feels like 26 degrees Celsius this morning, mostly cloudy around 6%. In the afternoon, 29 degrees Celsius, scattered thunderstorms around 50%. And evening, 24 degrees Celsius, scattered thunderstorm around 54%. Overnight, 22 degrees Celsius, cloudy around 20%. That's what we have for Niger this morning.
All right, that will be all on weather reports this morning. Let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll take the news. We'll be back.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominion Cast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world, one powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Good morning. This is Daybreak News on Dominion Television. I'm Oluwayemi Adelakun. The federal government has declared Wednesday, October 1st, 2025, a public holiday to mark Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary. The declaration was made by the Minister of Interior, Dr. Lubome Tujojo, in a statement signed and released by the ministry's permanent secretary, Dr. Magdalene Ajani. According to the statement, Tujojo congratulated Nigerians at home and in the diaspora and urged citizens to uphold the patriotic spirit, unity and resilience that have sustained the nation since 1960. Meanwhile, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has stated that the federal government is planning a low-key 65th Independence Day anniversary celebration. Idris made this known at the Pre-Independence World Press Conference in Abuja. He also reviewed the unveiling of the National Value Charter, championed by NOA, noting that it is a framework for cultivating national pride and fostering responsible citizenship by outlining both the government's commitment and citizens' obligations. The Federal Ministry of Education has launched the 2025-2027 Communication Strategy and Framework to enhance policy engagement, transparency and public trust in Nigeria's education sector. Speaking at the launch in Abuja, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tuja Lausa, described the strategy as a blueprint for telling Nigeria's education story with clarity, credibility and consistency. Lausa emphasized that effective communication was a critical success factor in achieving the education goals of President Bola Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda. The Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, has declared a state of emergency at Lautech Teaching Hospital, Ogbomoso, following the sharp decline in doctors from 150 to just 50 in number. NMA Oyo Chairman Dr. Api Adedapo warned that the hospital is on the brink of collapse due to government neglect, stressing that patients and medical training are at grave risk unless urgent intervention is made. He lamented that Lautech Teaching Hospital is the only one excluded from the consolidated fund and lacks a governing council, leaving it financially stranded and administratively weak. The enemy cautioned that failure to address the crisis would cripple healthcare delivery in Ogbomoso and threaten the future of medical education in Oyo State. Dayo Ogbuenro has emerged as the chairman of the People's Democratic Party PDP Oyo State chapter following the announcement of result at the 2025 Oyo State PDP Congress held at Lagos Salami Stadium, Ibadan. Ogbuenro emerged victorious after polling 3,975 votes at the State Congress. Similarly, Wasiu Adeleke emerged as vice chairman, having polled 3,975 votes at the PDP State Congress. The chairman of the Oyo State PDP 2025 Congress Electoral Committee, Senator Austin Akokonu, while inaugurating winners of the PDP Congress, said the election was free and fair. 4,050 delegates were accredited at the Congress, 4,021 voted, while 74 votes were voided. In business, following the dispute between the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasan, the Secretary General of Trade Union Congress, TUC, Comrade Nuhu Toro, has affirmed the violation of workers' right to belong to the union of their choice, emphasizing workers' contribution to the wealth of a nation. Toro, who stated this in an interview, called for the unconditional restatement of the 800 workers dismissed by Dangote, demanding a public apology and an assurance of no further victimization. He, however, advised that the fundamental right of workers be respected. And in sports this morning, the Nigeria Football Federation, NFF, has confirmed that the Super Eagles will take on Venezuela and Colombia in international friendlies in November 2025. The two fixtures will be played in the United States of America. Nigeria will face Venezuela at the Shell Stadium in Houston, Texas on November 14, 2025. Eric Chell's side will then confront the Los Cafeteros of Colombia at the Citi Field Stadium in Flushing Meadows, Borough of Queens, New York on November 18, 2025. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast and X at Dominion Cast. That's the break news. I'm Oluwayemi Adelakun saying thank you for watching and good morning.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram at Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Welcome back this morning. Thank you for staying with us. This is Newspaper Headlines Analysis. I'm Oluwayemi Adelakun. Let's start from The Guardian this morning. I have this headline that says gas users groan as Pengasan strike crashes power generation and export. And that headline asks this writers, court stops Pengasan from disrupting Dangote refinery. Dangote alleges unions plot to attack plant assures Nigerians of fuel supply. Business leaders warn of sabotage as strike cripples production, threatens stability. We were on this matter yesterday, and it appears that it has not been resolved yet because a lot of Nigerians are rather feeling this whole issue between Pengasan and of course Dangote. I'll love my analyst to speak on that soon enough. Away from that headline, let's check this one that says the federal government cancels Independence Parade and says Nigeria still work in progress. A lot of Nigerians, were looking forward to that parade, but it appears it's not going to happen. I also read the reports that said this year's, independence celebration will be on a low key. I cannot really tell what that low key means because, a lot of definitions for that, that phrase, low key. But then tomorrow we'll get to know how far the celebration, will happen. Away from that headline, let's also check this one that says ASU issues federal government 14-day ultimatum over 7-point demands. Don't forget there was a time recently, about a few weeks ago, federal government said no agreement was signed with ASU, and ASU is still complaining about the 2009 agreement. Now they're giving the federal government 14-day ultimatum. Ever since this current administration came on board, we've not seen strike in our universities, though there have been several cases of threat of strike, but it has not happened. Will the federal government listen to ASU at this point to avert the strike that might actually happen should they not be called to have a conversation? We'll look forward to that and whether it's going to happen, but I do hope that we can stay away from any ASU strike at this point in time. Away from that headline, let's check this one that says court declares part of Tomi's shadow government unlawful. We talked about that this morning. It is not within the constitution of Nigeria to allow for a shadow government. We need to take a short break now. When we come back, we'll look at a few more stories. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Welcome you back. Thank you for staying with us. Let's cross over to Platform Times this morning. I have this headline that says Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso to name Nigerian politicians behind banditry. That's a very strong statement, which riders arrested traffickers finger top Nigerians in cross-border crimes. Looming revelation may shake Nigeria's political establishment. Another headline this morning is saying no thesis, no NYSC. Federal government unveils new mobilization route rule. Still talking about ASU, issuing 14-day ultimatum, threatens nationwide strike. Another headline is saying governors have cash, no excuse for rising insecurity. That's coming from Sule. Another headline this morning is saying police officers who fail exams tries to face compulsory retirement. That's coming from PSC. Federal government declares Wednesday public holiday for Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary, which is going to be low-key, according to the presidency. It's time to turn to my analysts this morning to help me make sense of the top stories that we have in the dailies. Good morning, Dr. Babatunde Babasoya, medical consultant and, of course, a public affairs analyst. Welcome aboard.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank
Good.
you. Let's start from this banner headline on Platform Times that says Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso to name Nigerian politicians behind banditry.
Okay, let's go. Do you think that it's those characters with cattle that that can afford to buy AK-47 and then buy the bullet and then go up and down? No, that's not how they do it. They don't have that capacity. Somebody is arming them. Somebody is making that available. Somebody makes that money for them. So they should help us. If we can't help ourselves, this is where we need all these FBI, CIA, all this. That's why you need them to come and say, okay, you know what? We've done due diligence on this matter. We think that it is, and then you point finger. And then when you point finger, then he will say, no, it's not him. We will bring evidence. These are the statement of accounts. These are the pattern of your journey. That's how you do it now. Pictorial evidence, follow the money evidence, and then we are okay. And then take him to the international court.
Doctor, don't you think this should have been done, in a very low-key manner?
There's no low-key about
releasing their names, because now that we have this information circulating, don't you think the people responsible will try to sabotage this process? And
they will now go to Ghana, Mali, and Burkina Faso now. This is not Nigeria. If Nigeria police have said it now, they will call the IG, and then they will tell him that he should beware. This is not Nigeria now. And you know that these days now, that country called Niger, and that they are doing very crazy things there.
Like what?
Those guys are not easy on their matter at all. So all this, and those side, they know what they are talking about. If they say they are bringing something out, I'm waiting eagerly, and I'm sure 230 million Nigerians are waiting. So that let's see what they bring out. Could be just say this could just actually be something to let's just shake the forest and see what apple falls. Somebody is here. We don't know who did what, and they'll just say, okay, you know what? I'm going to bring the name of the person that did this thing out. I'm going to come back. One of us did something bad. That person will have some guilty feelings.
Okay.
That person will react. So, if I didn't do anything bad, I'm not going to be bothered now. I'm going to bring the list now. But if you did something bad, you're the one that is going to if they bring the list, it is me that they're talking about too. And then it is your kurukere that you do now. That's the one that now breaks the thing and says, that's the person. Okay. So that's what we call it, shaking the trees. Just shake the trees and see whether the fruit will fall. We'll see how it goes.
Now, Governor Sule Lamido is saying that governors have cash, no excuse for rising insecurity. Really, apart from the money, is it just about throwing money into this area called insecurity? What about other things that we should begin to look at?
I'm even doubting my head. What's the business of Sule Lamido with insecurity? You see, there's this lie.
Okay.
It's a blatant, it's white, this kind of white lie. It's a lie. When they say the governor is the chief security officer of the state, with security apparatus report to the governor in a state. Let's use your state. Is it the army? Does the GOC of Odogbo, does it report to the governor? No, it doesn't report to the governor. Does the commissioner of police answer to the governor? He doesn't answer to the governor. Does the state controller of customs answer to the governor? No, he doesn't answer to the governor. Does the state controller of immigration answer to the governor? No, he doesn't answer to the governor. Even the civil defense don't answer to the governor.
That's one of the arguments that the governors have made.
Even the FRSC. And see, which one else is the governor does not even know who the DSS in charge of the state is. They won't tell him.
So why can't that autonomy be extended to the governor? Because the governor of Zamfara one time said there was a time he reported a case, but his orders were not carried out because they said the order has to come from
It's a simple matter. This is one of the pro-arguments for the state police, that if I have command on what I have, I can direct them. That's the only reasonable argument there. Every other argument is just common sense out of the window. But right now, the problem with the security architecture of Nigeria, one, the borders are porous. So, I mean, at that point, in the north side of Nigeria, the borders are porous. They are too porous. They walk in, walk out, walk in, walk out. You can as well say there is nobody guard. There are places where the custom and the immigration people are standing, which is where they define as border. But there are like, for every outpost that you see, there are like maybe 20 kilometers of uncovered forest. People just move from bush to bush, and those people are masters in bush, moving from bush to bush. They are not bothered about the road. They can move from bush to bush to bush to bush to bush. They are in Nigeria. Then they can move again. They are out of Nigeria. People can move from bush all the way from Malaysia here without coming out to see road, and they can get into Niger State. They can get into Bauchi State, just inside the Nigerian jungle, forest reserve. They just keep moving. They will not see road. They can navigate. They can map. They know where they stay. They know everything. So the borders are too porous. One. Okay. Two, the internal security architecture of Nigeria is exclusive to the Nigerian police. Exclusive. There is no other arm of government, there is no other arm of security that borders itself on the internal security of a country. It is the police that does that work. Okay. The army is supposed to do the work of invasion. Something is coming from outside. Go there. Go and block them. The army cannot fight the citizens. Okay. But in Nigeria, when the thing happens, you see somebody will just say deploy the army to go and shoot them there. It is an aberration of normalcy. It is only the Nigerian police that can say we are overwhelmed here. Bring the army to come and back us up. So for you to say, there's something happened and they deploy the army there. No, they don't deploy army. It's the police that ask that army be deployed. Because if you say, okay, it's like in America. You know these police that stop people on the road, the one that carry in New York, they carry blue car. They call the boys in blue. They have blue car, they have blue uniform, they have their guns in their holster. All those young, fine boys, they go around everywhere. You see them everywhere. They are not the SWAT team. You don't see the SWAT team, the strategic weapons and advanced tactics. You don't see those ones. Those ones are inside barrack, training, ready for deployment. Their guns are never short pistols. They don't have short pistols. When they bring their guns out, you say, Yawa don gas. When you see the armored vehicle that they are coming with, even the thieves know that there is nothing that you can use to block the road. Those armored vehicles will run through it because they are almost like military vehicles. Because the training those guys have is like an advanced military training. Okay,
speaking on that, let's quickly talk about this. Yesterday, a very sad story came out about a certain, TV presenter that was robbed. I don't know if you have seen that story. That was robbed and shot. Very sad story. And where she lived was very close to the government house. Is that not the height of it in this country, really?
Election lawyer market burnt here. Election lawyer and fire service. You can stay in and be looking at the fire service. Total burning, they didn't come out. What happened? Anybody had not gone to ask them that, what happened? Every time you see this thing, go and ask the policeman what happened. When people died at that secondary school along Akobo, that program that they wanted to do, there's this program that they said the ex-wife of Oni of Ife, yes. This the under 5
children, the children. That was last December.
Good. Yes. So that story. They wanted to do a program at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock. People crowded there at 5 a.m. Program scheduled 9 a.m. People crowded 5 a.m. People died 5:45 a.m. You went to carry the person that did the program that was supposed to start at when? 10 a.m. Is that his fault? So if the governor wants to go and do something in Adama Singba Stadium at 10 a.m. and people died there at 5 a.m. Should we carry the governor? Is that the governor? Is that his fault? But nobody carried this DPO in charge of Akobo police. Nobody said anything about who should patrol that place. Who should be in charge there at that time, assuming nothing was happening. So you see, in Nigeria, we don't define areas of responsibility. So that if anything happens in your area of responsibility, then you will suffer the consequences of that. In Nigeria, nobody does that.
It's a sad story, honestly.
So the person that died, you will sit down, you will sweep. Better things have happened in Nigeria. The bomb blast in Adeyi, what have we done to it? Swept it under the carpet. The burning of the market in Aleshina, what have we done to it? Swept it under the carpet. This one that happened that I just quoted now at Akobo, along Akobo, that they want to share goodies for
gifts.
For gift for small children. What has happened to it? Swept under the carpet. The Kuje prison, what has happened to it?
Or massacre.
Swept under the carpet. Swept under the carpet. Oh yeah, keep talking.
We know what to do, honestly, sometimes. That's the way.
So every time it happens, we just swept under the carpet.
Let's hope that things will get better.
The living continues.
Let's
keep praying that we are among them.
That's a very good
That's
prayer.
one of the reasons why Nigeria goes to church. We pray so that when we come back, we can come back home and sleep. Tomorrow we can join the living again. But if you don't make the cut, too bad. We go on.
May God show mercy. Let's talk about NYC. When I saw the story and a lot of reactions online, some persons are saying, thank God I'm done with NYC. This headline says, notices no NYC. Federal government unveils a new mobilization rule. And then it says, under the NERED framework, students are required to deposit academic output, including thesis and project report, as part of a national effort to curb certificate fraud and preserve Nigeria's intellectual asset. When I also read, the full story, he also mentioned that they are trying to make sure that, some lecturers and some supervisors, they do what they are supposed to do, because a lot of them, they have seen cases whereby some lecturers, they just supervise, like, let me just sign this thing for you so that you can just graduate. So they want to make sure that, lecturers and supervisors and even other supervisors, they do what they're supposed to do to ensure that, this project, these thesis, dissertations, if you like, are of good quality. What do you make? Is this a good development, really?
Common sense rising through the window out.
I was going to say that because a lot of times this window has done us so much.
Porous window.
So we should find a way to close it.
We can't close it. It takes common sense to first acknowledge that we are losing common sense.
Okay.
You have to be sensible first.
Okay.
To understand that we are losing to be intelligent, all you need to do is to read. To be wise, you need to observe.
Okay.
There is no observation at that level.
Can we find a way to close this window so that common sense will stop flying outside?
Who is going to close the window? Okay. The people whose common sense is flying out of the window don't believe they need common sense where they are. They are making laws for us. Those of us that have the common sense are the ones doing. This does not have anything to do with common sense.
Okay.
Let's unpack this. Ab initio. The NYSC was established after Gowon, after the Civil War by Gowon, to ensure that the Beku law, so that when we go and serve in each other's country, in each other's town, at least it is the Yorubas that betray the Igbo, it is the Hausas that are genocidal, it is the Igbos that are to do, it is the Kiniko. At least that would kind of, so to an extent, perhaps we've done that.
Okay.
I mean, we've seen Igbos cross to marry Yoruba. We've seen Yoruba people going to Igbo people states to serve and staying there. I have had Yoruba friends who are in the north, who have stayed there, who have been big boys now, in the northern states. There are Hausas who are here. There are Lagos. There are areas in Lagos that bear Igbo name because Igbo has taken the whole, what's it called, the area completely. They bear Igbo name. They do. In fact, I have a classmate whose mom complained to her daughter. The daughter is my own classmate now. The mom complained to her that when they do the resident meeting in her estate, in Lagos State, that they speak Igbo language there. That tells you the number of Igbo people to Yoruba people there. That she is probably the only one in Yoruba. She doesn't understand the Igbo. But every other person there speaks Igbo. And they speak the language in Yoruba land. So we've mixed to that point. As we've seen in Ibadan, we've seen everywhere. I'm not sure whether there are no Yoruba streets in Imo State or in Abia State, whatever. But I'm sure, if they have here, we should be able to extend the same diligence to us here. Because once in a while, people like Raji Fachola will wake up one day, pack the Igbos and send them across to Onitsha, cross Odija Bridge, then they will apologize, life will continue. Like that's just now. That's NYSC. It's not about any other thing.
Okay.
The policy of NYSC was to just mix us. Don't stay in your father's land alone. Go somewhere else. Okay. Now there is insecurity, there is uncertainty, and people are now using leg. People are using leg to work the matter now. So if you don't want to serve anywhere, you don't want to serve anywhere. Period. And just go and, this is what I want to serve. So you're not saying, are you saying that the NYSC is doubting the universities and the polytechnics that awarded the degree in the first instance? Because when a university awards a degree, it is the end. You don't ask that person to bring his BSc final paper. You should have to, and in America, they say bring your transcripts. That's why Tinubu's case was not, they couldn't win. America don't give certificates. It is transcripts. So the score, what you did, this is so you go there. So if I want to employ you because I want you to do cable work and studio engineering work for me, I need to know what you score in your studio engineering. You understand? Okay. If I want you to do broadcast for me, I need to. So you can have one candidate who could have come out from School of Communication and he had scored maybe 90 in engineering and scored just 50 in this media broadcast and anchoring of program. I will not put that person in broadcast and anchoring of program. I will ask the person to go and man engineering work. Another person from the same institution who scored 90 in this one, I will put that one here. But in any other part of the world, just say, I have a certificate in mass journalism. Which area of mass journalism? We don't know. Just mass journalism. Okay, now, enter mass journalism. Then we'll be separating the wheat from the chaff. There are different strokes for different folks. You don't ask me to bring my dissertation, my BSc project so that you can review it. No, it has been reviewed. The board, given authority by the NUC, had reviewed that.
But doctor, don't you think we've seen cases whereby some projects, some theses and dissertations, if you like, are of low quality, and you begin to wonder, is it the fault of the student or the fault of the supervisor? Because some of them don't really,
Don't you see university students who can't string two sentences together? You've not seen those ones.
We've seen it.
So whose fault is it? It is the fault of Nigeria. It is what we are doing to ourselves that we are doing to ourselves. If we are saying that the universities are not doing proper work, let us come out ho-ha and say, oh, the universities are not giving us good product outside though. And then we face, every time we come across, every time we discover those students whose projects are weak, dissertations are porous, too watery, and they cannot string English together, they cannot make decent communication, and they claim to be graduates. What have we done to the university? What have we done to the people who supervise them? Nothing. So, if I submit my proposal and my dissertation, having been found worthy in character and learning by the University of Ibadan, and then you now come and tell me that it's porous. It's porous, that's defined by who? The Senate of Ibadan had given me this degree. Are you saying that you know more about looking through this? I expect a robust refutation from the bodies of the university, from the governing councils of universities of Nigeria, to come out and tell them to just shut up and go sit down and do what they're supposed to do.
Let's link this to ASU. Doctor, do you think it's due to poor remuneration? Because a lot of them, it's not like maybe they don't want to do more, because they are not motivated to do more. I had a fantastic, supervisor for my BE. He did a lot, regardless of the fact that they were even complaining at that time that, okay, the salary is not coming when it's supposed to come. Don't you think the government should find a way to actually check this area? So ASU is giving federal government 14 days ultimatum now. Yes, in the last 2 years, we've not seen ASU try. But can the federal government work on this area? That is a good initiative to say that students must submit their project or thesis before NYSC. But this is a loophole.
No, to who? To who? You submit to the university, because the university will have found you worthy in character and learning. I can only say character and learning because that's the one that UI uses. I am a graduate of you, so I use the one that UI had given you. So, if having found you worthy in character, that means that you have done everything. You have done everything. You've been found worthy in character and then in learning. And yet you've been admitted into the degree Bachelor of Arts in English. That's the end. So from that day on, you go about the world saying that I have a Bachelor of Arts in English. I am an alumnus of Ibadan. Period. Now, you go to serve based on that. And UI will send your name to the NYSC. So when UI sends your name to NYSC, NYSC will then look at it and say, please attach the, is it the title of the project that they will send, or the full project, or just an executive summary of the project, or just a published one-page article of the project? Which is NYSC going to look at? Are they smoking weed in that place?
Well, maybe there's even arguments that is saying maybe they will use it to solve some of the problems that we have in Nigeria.
What are they going to? Because for you to read, do you know what it means to read, to review a paper, to say this paper is watery? You are going to read. Do you? How many people? So NYSC will then take University of Ibadan's final project that they have found worthy. They will have to send it to another set of universities in Nigeria, because there is nobody in NYSC that has the competence to read what we are giving out. Ife will bring out, Lagos will bring out, Benin will bring out, Kaduna will bring, Kano will bring, Port Harcourt will bring, Calabar will bring.
But Doctor, in NYSC, I think we have scholars there.
There are no scholars in NYSC. They will have been teaching in the university if they were scholars. Really? Once you don't teach, you are not a scholar. Go somewhere else.
We have doctors in that sector.
You are not academic. I'm a doctor. I'm not an academic.
But I think I've seen people who have like, their masters, and some of them are even academic.
How many papers can they read? So they will sit down and begin to read. Okay, I read you. You know how many? Let us say it takes 2 hours to read somebody's one pager, and there are things that you read there
that you won't understand.
So you can't. I mean, so wait now. In the University of Ibadan, in the Faculty of Law, that is just law. All law students are expected to bring one project. So they will all bring one, they will bring project. All of them will write project. They will bring it out. In medicine, University of Ibadan, we don't write projects. When I was graduating, I didn't write. So I'm not sure they are writing now. We don't write project. We don't write individual project. We had one community project that we do, and as a group, we do the project together. And that's the end of it. We do exams, and you're admitted into the Bachelors of Medicine and Surgery. That's the end. I don't know whether they write project elsewhere, but the structure of the curriculum of Ibadan is the structure of the curriculum of University College Hospital in London. They don't write projects there. So which one are you going to? So when we send the names of the doctors graduating in Ibadan, you will say they didn't write projects, so they should not come and serve.
And maybe they will find a way to. It has not started yet.
Once we begin to find the thought process is coming from a good place. But you see, there's a principle of the low-hanging fruit. There's a problem. Rather than us to sit down and look at the problem critically, you look at the low-hanging fruit, the solutions that you can quickly reach. So let us quickly say, because we have to be seen to be doing something. Let us say we are going to be that. When you put common sense down and you interrogate that, you then realize architects from FUTA will finish, be architect, and then proceed to masters before they go to SAR. They will proceed to masters. So any architect that comes from FUTA, Futoweri, Futakure, Futmina, they will have done B architecture and then do M architecture, then they will graduate because they will use 1 year. Their 4th year, they will finish their B architecture. Then their 5th year, they will do their M architecture, and then they graduate. So they have 2 degrees when they are graduating. They're coming to serve with master. They will have write that. Which one are they submitting? And they don't do those things. They do jury defense. So when the architect comes down, they will bring the project that they designed. They now attach it to herewith the copies of my jury, and then are there enough architects in NYSC? When I say they don't have sense there, you are saying, are there enough architects there to look through all the degree awarding architecture in Nigeria? Because all of them do jury.
Doctor, don't you think before the federal government, can say this, don't you think they've made,
no, they have not.
They've made,
no, they have not. They have the federal government as an entity, has demonstrated incompetence when it comes to things like this.
You don't think they have put some measures in place to ensure that? They have not put a
dime. They read the thing now. Which measure did they put in place? Just like the ones that they were.
This is to start October, and that's the.
They have not put anything in place. I can use my MBBS certificate to put online. Nothing.
Kai, doctor.
See.
Okay.
MBBS Ibadan. We don't write degree.
Okay.
Which exemption have they been given? If they have given, they will have written it there. The people that are going to do jury, do you have a body of architects? Are you going to send it to NIA? Because the ones in UI here will ask Nigerian Institute of Architecture or your state people to send reps. Reps, full architect, certified NIA architect will leave from Ibadan to inside UI to sit down and be members of the jury panel so that you defend your project, so that they ask questions. That's what they do before they find you worthy in that character and learning.
Doctor, let me share an experience with you. There was a time that a certain supervisor, of course, just like you said, other supervisors, other lecturers from other universities will come before you so that they can actually measure your project.
We call them external supervisors.
Yes, and your supervisor
places.
will be there. There was a certain situation whereby the external supervisor said this project cannot fly because the supervisor alongside the student did a bad job.
Okay.
Don't you think that's what the federal government is trying to do? Because if you know that your name will be attached, I have a lecturer when I was in school. He said, before I can sign your project, before I can attach my signature, I have to be sure that it's of good quality.
Okay.
And that's one out of how many? Because a lot of lecturers we've seen, outside of Ibadan, that they really do not pay much attention to projects.
We know where those ones are.
Okay.
Go after them. Go what? After them.
I think it's a safe place to put that matter. Go after them.
Go
Let's
after
talk
them.
about Pengasan, Doctor. We cannot escape that conversation because we have it almost on all the newspapers.
They should first prescribe that body first.
Pengasan.
They prescribe it. You see people that are suffering now.
Okay.
Every other Nigerian. Not Dangote. I told you yesterday. The man has more than 1 million liters of petrol in storage. He can sell it. If he decides to sell it to Nigeria at 44 million liters per day, he will sell for 20 days straight.
After 20 days, what then happens?
Are we going to be this strike? You think that they have brought down the megawatt production in Nigeria to 2,700? It is going to, as they shut down the valves more, the Gencos are no longer able to produce. And then if Gencos cannot produce, the Discos, the Yorubas have a problem that when the bar say has not cooked, what is bar la coming to leak? The bar say, Oba say, kini bar la fela. So when the Gencos are not producing electricity, what is Disco distributing? It takes 5 days. If Disco don't distribute anybody electricity in Nigeria, we will be up in arms. You think you will run diesel, you will go home, there will be nowhere. Everybody will run mad together. It has not affected Dangote. Shingbai.
But Nigerians, it's affecting Nigerians because gas, I have an headline that is saying that, gas users grown as Pengasan strike.
Everywhere that they are using gas now, they are starting to feel it in their body. But it is not yet a problem with Dangote. You see, at the worst, Dangote will refuse to sell into Nigeria. The worst end of this whole shenanigan. But you see, me, I know that. You see all these cabals that are coming out of the woodwork, this issue of Pengasan, all these characters that are coming out of the woodwork now. What is happening is that, you see, when we were young, we used to be very mean-hearted in those days. So you will see an earthworm that is going. We will put salt. We will sprinkle salt on the earthworm. If you sprinkle salt on an earthworm, it will die horribly. Because it will be very. But later in the days, we realized that it's because of high salt. That salt has, so it will die very horribly. You will see it shivering to death. That's what Dangote has done to these people, this cabal. They are earthworms, and he has poured salt on them. Now, by pouring salt on them, all these Pengasan is shutting down this valve, and Peng is going on strike here. This character. This is the one that we should talk about.
Our time is not going to
the time cannot be on our side. Pengasan came out last year, opened their mouth, said, the refinery in Port Harcourt is working. We are lifting oil there. They can verify. They carry their chest out, full chest, 1 year later. When they sold this thing, Obasanjo sold this thing in 2006, at the end of his tenure. He sold it to Dangote and Otedola. 2007, Yaradua came. They went to meet Yaradua. They said, no, it is working. Obasanjo just sold it. He sold it. You can see. He sold it to his brother. He sold it to his sister. They said, pack all the lights, put it inside Dangote, inside Yaradua's head. That guy just lost the thing. All these cabal, they just came. And Yaradua was a sick man at that time too. So really, in the bid to just be taking care of his sickness, what do you want? Don't stress me. What do you want? Oh yeah, go back. Dangote, come and collect your money. Chim. After he gave Dangote the money, we spent over $12 billion on those refineries. 12.
For yet.
He didn't shingbai. We did not.
No result.
We did not shingbai
Doctor,
come out. Nobody
it's
can
a sad
come
situation.
right now. DSS, police, EFCC, ICPC, which one? Military police, which other police can be found in Nigeria? NSCDC, civil defense, custom police. I mean, every police should march towards Pengasan, Nupeng, NNPC, DMP, all of should march.
The federal government is on the matter.
And begin to
let's
pick
look out
them
for how to play out.
You know how they play Monopoly?
Okay.
Go to jail. Go directly to jail.
Okay.
Do not pass go. Do not collect 200. Everybody, jail.
Doctor,
it is not people
we
like
need to go.
Pengasan, NNPC, Nupeng, DP. They don't have mouth to talk now on this matter. On this matter, they should go forever into the shadows and hide.
Okay.
They should not be seen or heard of again.
It's a fine place to live with, doctor.
They are now the ones threatening.
Okay.
They will do this.
We need to go.
Because they believe that it's business as usual.
We'll talk about this.
If it's government now,
yes,
they will begin to start to make noise. This is Dangote. Do they think that there is a stupidity in the man before when he was going to borrow $20 billion? Nobody's father came out.
We'll talk about this.
Federal government should tell Pengasan and Nupeng and NNPC, take the refinery. Maybe it's working. Take the refinery for free. Run it. Do union on it.
The situations are clear to Nigerians. Let's end it here. I think the situations are very clear to Nigerians.
But we are suffering for the situation now.
Yes. The federal government is on the matter. Let's
federal government is in the matter.
Is on the matter.
Federal government is on nothing.
It's a fine place to live it this morning. A big thanks to Doctor for coming this morning, Dr. Babasinde Babasaya, for your inputs on the matters. Please stay with us. A big story will come up soon. We'll be right back. Thank you for being a part of the segment.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at Dominioncast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
And welcome to the big story on Daybreak Live. Right here on Dominion Television, I am Samson Balogun, and today we take a deep dive into a development that could shape the political landscape of Oyo State and beyond. The People's Democratic Party has just concluded its much anticipated state congress, producing a new set of executives to steer the affairs of the party. But beyond celebration within the PDP, the outcomes of this Congress carry significant implications for the All Progressives Congress as the 2027 general elections draw closer. At the Congress, Honorable Dayo Ogungbenro was re-elected as the chairman of the PDP in Oyo State, while Alhaji Wasiu Adeleke emerged as the deputy state chairman. Other key positions saw Oyeyemi elected as the state secretary, Olawumi Elizabeth Toyin as women leader, Honorable Michael Ogunshino as the publicity secretary, a role he had been filling even before now, and Bello Kazim Olalekan as youth leader. Now, Governor Seyi Makinde in his remarks declared that the PDP is poised to reclaim the presidency and remain in power in 2027. And of course, that is in Oyo State. For the PDP, these new leadership signals continuity, strengthened organization, and renewed vigor ahead, of course, into the future contest. But for the APC, these developments raised important questions. How should the ruling party recalibrate its strategies, anticipate stronger opposition messaging, and sustain its hold on the electorate in Oyo State? Today, on The Big Story, we turn our attention to these dynamics, asking what these new PDP structures means for the APC's political machinery as 2027 approaches. My guest is an APC chieftain, Omolaja Olaoye, who joins us to provide insights, perspectives, and a roadmap for his party in the face of a potentially reinvigorated opposition. Of course, that's national level, and in the state as the ruling party. Good morning once again. This is The Big Story. Honorable Omolaja Olaoye, good to have you in the studio.
Good morning to you, Samson. Thanks for having me here today. And for the viewers at home, I say good morning to you all.
PDP had their state congress. It was peaceful. What does that say to the APC?
It's a welcome development, and I'm really delighted for PDP. Congratulations to them, because I can see a lot of my brothers who are in their midst and who has been elected to be there, to be piloting the affairs of PDP. And the beautiful thing is that you see a lot of young ones there who are so vibrant and can be able to at least launder the image of PDP, even if we are doing something wrong. So this set of people can be able to do dynamic job. So congratulations to them all.
What does this mean for the APC?
Yeah, it's a challenge to APC. It's a challenge to APC, and I think our people must give room to all those youthful elements who can be able to do wonders when it's come to the way, the dynamic of politics of today. Because when you see politics, it's about launder their images, about people who are so vibrant to be able to talk, to be able to carry on the activities of the that they are being given. So it's a challenge to us, and we are waiting to see what is going to happen come December this year.
When we talk about organization, is the PDP more organized than the APC in Oyo State? Your party is broken into several factions. The APC had the PDP had a Congress. It was smooth.
Yeah,
you had the Congress in the Ibadan North Federal Constituency by-election, and it became a nightmare for some people.
What you are going to realize is that when you are talking about the party member, the registration of the party member in PDP and APC are different. They are two poles apart. When you are talking about, and when you see a lot of people are in APC, you can see those mighty people who are there, who are so ready to challenge, to contest, and they are not ready to move an inch. So PDP in Oyo State is being piloted by just one-man show. When you are talking about the governor, so a lot of them, he has a lot of things that, he has a lot of carrot that he can dangle in their faces, and they can be able to do all whatever he wanted. So they are using that to be to coordinate themselves together. I remember prior to 2017, 2018, there was fracas. PDP was disengaged. Everybody goes everywhere, and then they have parallel Congress, and that is what you see when you don't see people at the center who they can be able to look up to. So you cannot compare PDP with us. We have large registered member who are there, and when you are talking about politics, it's about interest. And when you talk about interest, there is going to be fracas. So you expected that.
If you had so much in terms of number, why did you lose the last election?
You see, losing the last election, sometimes member really counted, member really up. But you must remember that the way the Congress went, it was like a kind of, that is why you see a team. The team where people talks about is about Jagba, whereby some people just cajole you, they just make sure that it fell into their laps, and without carrying others along. And you see a lot of people pull out. That is why you see that during the last election, APC really far behind PDP. So that will not repeat itself again, because we are not going to do those kind of system. A lot of people are going to go to the field, and we are going to see the way we saw in PDP. You see, what happened in PDP wasn't the way what happened in 2022 during the primary or at the Congress of APC. You can see how they are casting their ballots, and it wasn't there. It was just announced. We expected to go and do birthday, and it turned to Congress. So I don't think that is going to repeat itself.
Governor Seyi Makinde says that PDP will reclaim the presidency and stay in power in Oyo beyond 2027. How do you feel about that as a stalwart of the APC?
I can see that is a political statement. It's just a kind of is a fallacy. It's a fallacy. When you are talking about this fallacy, whereby we all knew what is happening at the center. What is happening at the center is not what is happening in the state. So and when you are talking, PDP has been having problem. Only God knows when now. So for him to have said that they are going to capture the center in 2027, we are yet to see it. We are yet to see the way they really form themselves. They really come together to have that unity. But for now, they don't even know what to do. So it's just a pipe dream.
Now, what message or what lesson did the APC learn from the PDP as they were able to stay compact and conduct a smooth Congress in the states, statewide Congress?
I think it's a PDP that is learning from APC. It is not otherwise.
But you had a Congress. You had a a primary election in Ibadan North, one local government, and then there was crackers.
Yeah,
the PDP converged yesterday at the Lekan Salami Stadium, and they had a successful Congress.
You can't use what happened during the primary with what what is going to happen during the Congress.
They're all vying for positions.
I am telling you, despite the fact that we are opposition, we have so many numbers of candidates in Ibadan North federal constituency when you are talking about when they want to do the by-election, compared to the government who was PDP government who have been in the state for so many years, like 6 years or thereabout. So for you to know that we have large members, and when you have large members, when you have a lot of people, even if you have big family, you expect a lot of crisis all the time. So you cannot use the basis of what happened during the by-election to know what is going to happen during the Congress. It is not the same. So now, like I said to you, they have somebody at center in which who they are going to listen to. They knew that he has the power. They knew that he has the means to support the PDP, to give a lot of things to people. That is why they are doing the beck and call of what's it called? They are going to do beck and call of the governor. Still, there are some crackers in some local government, and they are not agreeing. So it is still there, and there's a lot of some elements who are even talking behind the scene. But who is going to listen to them? They don't have access to media to be able to fight the governor, and a lot of them are so scared. Unlike APC, even if you carry light on your head, people are still going to talk. So that is how democracy is supposed to be. There should be disagreement before you can be able to agree. You cannot just do anything just as easy as that. Wherever you see those kind of peace, no behind the scene.
Are you saying some PDP leaders have been reduced to mere followers?
Tell me about that. That is what is happening.
I'm just asking you.
I am just telling you.
You said some of them do not. They cannot challenge the governor. That's what you said.
I am just telling you. When you see all the chairmen of the state, less than 40 or 40 something years old, you see, you will know that. What about those people who have been in the shadow for a very long time? Where are they? Who are they? So this is what you have to think about. It is all these people who are just there. They are just being selected. I will not say they have been greedily elected. So still, it's congratulations to them, because for now there is no pending court case against them. So I really congratulate them.
All right. Yesterday, the governor of Oyo State was on ground, Engineer Abiodun Makinde, and so was so many other bigwigs of the PDP at the Congress ground, right there at the Lekan Salami Stadium in Adamasingba, Ibadan. Let's listen to Governor Seyi Makinde and what he had to say just shortly after the Congress.
So the executives that will, this is a process to ensure that PDP continue to remain in power in Oyo State beyond 2027. So the executives that will emerge from this exercise, your mandate is very clear. Deliver PDP from the presidential to the councillorship position in 2027. Allah fún wa ṣe o, Allah bá wa ṣe o. So mo kí yín kú oríire.
All right, welcome back. That was the governor of Oyo State, Engineer Abiodun Makinde, right there at the Congress ground, Lekan Salami Stadium, at the basketball court. He had that to say, Omolaje Olaoye.
You listen to yourself. When you're talking about they had their Congress in basketball court, how many people are there? How many people are present?
Over 4,000 delegates were accredited, and they all voted.
That is the problem you're having. You see, how many people are outside? You can see.
Delegates.
What are the
over 4,000 delegates? There were other political party members there
who can be displayed beside the governors. You see, that
the
is...
Speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly was on ground. The Deputy Governor was there.
What do you expect? What do you
so
expect?
many other big wigs in the PDP.
Those are the people. Those are the elected people. Elected people are not the party.
Are you saying the APC
party
is a galaxy of stars?
Elected people are not the party. We are galaxy of stars. You know that. That is certain. You see, when these people have a lot of influence because they have done a lot of things. You can see it's only one man show. For what you have seen on ground when PDP are having their congresses.
Are you saying the governor is the alpha and omega of the political party?
He is. He's just trying to he doesn't want any crisis after he left office. And he wants people that is going to be there with him. And there is nothing wrong in that. But at the end of the day, they have done whatever they want to do. And I still said congratulations to them. But APC, when you have a lot, you expected a little bit of skirmishes. It's going to be there. And at the end of the day, you disagree to agree. When you don't disagree, you cannot agree. When things are...
Is the APC currently agreeing?
We are disagreeing.
Some said you played politics at the coronation of the Olubadan of Ibadan land.
That is for you to know that we are on ground.
That one of your men rented cloud.
They don't see any other party apart from APC. For you to know that we are on ground. And politics must be played everywhere. It's everywhere. In church, in mosque, people disagree. People have different political opinion. And that is how a polity is supposed to be. So, Olubadan, the president coming to Olubadan installation is a privilege. It's not right. So, for that alone, Ibadan are very lucky to have the president.
Tinubu's presence has nothing to do with politics. Ladoja is a friend, and he had to attend.
It is politics.
It is not APC PDP.
How will you say? Because still, the reference of when Chief Ladoja was impeached was still repeated. For you to know that it is still about politics. And a lot of people display their political way on that particular day. Even when Ladoja would not say it's PDP, whether it's APC at this present moment. But we have seen a lot of people who are still remorseless. We have seen a lot of... You can see what happened during that installation. A lot of politics is playing. Demand for Ibadan, the plea for Ibadan state. And what the governor said, in countering that is not sacrosanct. And you are telling me there is no politics. When the governor is not giving recognition to those past governors, and you are telling me it's not politics, it is politics, because all those among you are the past governor among the protocol in which you are going to be able to at least recognize. So for you to know that Olubadan ceremony, installation ceremony, there is a lot of political intrigue that went.
Now, going into 2027, will this Congress held by the PDP affect or change your political strategy in the next election?
We don't copy PDP,
especially
PDP,
with youth and women.
We don't.
Will you be inclusive in your ideas?
We always be inclusive. APC has always been inclusive. Trust me on that. You have seen that even the Federal House of Rep, we have seen women that is part of APC candidate. We have always been, and that is one of the one of the fundamental things about APC. We have always been inclusive. Women, youth are always been inclusive. We don't segregate. Probably go and just retire the older ones. We mix them together, and that is how it's supposed to be. Because if you do that, that means you are being unfair. So it's PDP that copy APC. APC doesn't copy PDP.
All right. When you talk about PDP copying APC and not APC copying PDP, is your political party doing anything to solve your internal crisis as we speak?
Internal crisis is always...
Or you are adopting the cosmetics approach?
It is not. It is not. Because now we are talking about December. December is not too far there, but we still have to wait. We cannot just jump the gun. We have to wait. The crisis that we have in our party, probably last election, 2022, involved about 2-3 states. So, and Oyo State is among them because of what happened. But at the end of the day, we have learned from this, and it is not going to repeat itself. We are going to come with unity front. The same thing, when you are talking about our ESCO, now, nobody is fighting with them. They are still legit, and they are legal. And we have not seen, it is only the candidate that is trying to outsmart each other. That is what is happening. It is not about the executive of the party. The executive of the party are still intact.
With political alliances happening across states in Nigeria, what role will the Oyo State APC play in the year 2027 to determine who becomes the president or who returns to office?
That is what you see on display. You have seen that on display when the president came to Oyo State. And it's going to be one of the factors as well. Because, like I said to you, the president coming to Oyo State is a privilege, it's not right. Because when you are talking about the schedule, he might not decide not to come to Oyo State. Because, how many Southwest states have seen the presidential visit, apart from just ordinary ceremonial visit is not having. But still, Oyo State is going to, because you are talking about the registered voters. At least, if you are not 3 or 4, we should be number 3 or 4 in Nigeria. When apart from Lagos State, Kano State, probably Kaduna State, Oyo State will have been supposed to be about 4 or 5 when you are talking about registered voters, and people are going to vote for the son of the soil. I really believe in that.
All right. People are saying the Southwest will be a battleground in the year 2027 where political juggernauts will vie and battle for votes. What role will the APC play? And of course, what role will the Southwestern APC play in retaining its base here?
The base is always retained. So what happened in 2023 is not going to repeat itself. Because in 2027...
The APC lost Lagos to Labour Party.
We lost Lagos, no doubt about that.
Lost Osho.
Yes, with 3,000 votes. How many votes did we lose in Lagos?
You lost, but regardless of how many votes.
I accepted. Still, I'm telling you that those gaps are still easy to close. That is why you see some governors like to jump ship from their political party and looking to romance APC at all costs, because they knew where it's tilting towards. And when you are talking about, you cannot use 2023 to judge what is going to happen in 2027. Southwest cannot be battleground. Trust me on that.
You only work with available data.
Available data
and
shows
you're as good as your last result.
Available data, if you have to work with available data, in 2018-19, Delta State produced how many? 1-point-something million votes for presidents. How many do they produce in 2023? You cannot use that data because data change all the time. Because of some influence of some...
Until data changes, you still refer to available data. Isn't that right?
No doubt about it. That's what I'm saying. You should not use what happened in 2023 to judge what is going to happen in 2027. Because a lot of political alliance is now coming out. And you can see what the president is doing. He's doing fantastic well, and a lot of people are giving that pressure. You see what happened within Pengasson and Dangote, because we are now seeing a kind of stability in all sectors. And some people are still looking for a way they are going to be able to disrupt it. For now, the president is doing fine, and a lot of people are commending him. So in 2002, it is only the opposition that are now scared now. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu is not scared. APC are not scared. It is only those who are in opposition that are looking for alliance to form together so they can be able to outsmart the man. And the man is outsmarting them at this present moment.
Beyond party politics, the people are craving for good governance. What is the APC doing to convince the voters ahead of 2027 that they still have what it takes to retain power?
You talk about the good governance. What else what have you seen? Have you seen anything that is worse than before? Apart from the fact that the oil subsidy is gone, that people are complaining about.
And dollar rate is high.
The dollar rate is coming down.
Food is expensive.
Food is expensive.
Transport is expensive.
I don't know. That's what is not expensive, because we have seen time we bought PMS for 1,003. And it's now 865. How can you tell me transportation increasing? With that,
it's still not back at 220.
Now,
it used to be 160.
I saw when I bought
it used to be
a
65
Congo
naira per liter.
of Ewa for about 2,700. Now it has come down to 1,009, 2,000 naira. I've seen the time I bought Congo of Gari for 1,007 and it's now 500 naira in the market. So now telling me the food is increasing, it's not. And we must be able, before we don't talk about CNG. Now we are talking about CNG that is helping us to do a lot of things.
Same CNG which is being phased out by some countries across the world.
It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter.
And Nigeria is just adopting.
Because they have alternative. I was telling someone
that the country truly moving forward under the APC.
We are moving forward because we have seen new things. And that is what life is all about. That is progressiveness. Where new things is being introduced. Things that, modern things. That is what we are now seeing. What we have not seen before is now what we have seen. I was buying fuel to my lady's bike when I was coming, and a man was so jealous of me. He said, "I'm heavily crying now because all my resources are spending it on car. Probably I have to adopt what you are doing." That is what he said to me, because we must find alternative. There is always alternative. It's an economics terms. There is always alternative for anything we want. That is why we have to draw the scale of preference. What we want first, and before it has to be preference. I mean, we must be able to. New thing is coming to Nigeria, and Nigeria is doing new things.
You see this as an achievement by the APC-led government. But
what is that achievement?
The people out there are saying this time as a very hard time for them. How do you compare or juxtapose these two? Does your data reflect on what is happening on the streets to average Nigerians?
Something they complain everywhere in the world. United States of America, Trump specifically campaigned for the inflation rate in America when Biden was there, and which is not so. When he came, what he introduced is tariffs. And when you are talking about the tariffs, when he increases the tariff of what coming to America throughout the world, you don't expect that to affect Nigeria. It's going to come with inflation. Because the Americans are burdened with a lot of problems and they are complaining. That is why they talk about immigration. They say they wouldn't want more people coming to America. What do you see in Britain? A lot of opportunity that has been given to the people in the world has been shut down. They've closed it. There is economic crisis everywhere in the world. Nigeria is not exceptional. So now telling me this is we are complaining. We are complaining everywhere. They are complaining. Now, in a place like UK, they will not change. What they are not going to change is they are not going to change the weight or the quantity of any product. But what they are going to do is that they are going to change the quality. The quality is going to be reduced. So we should expect that. There is economic problem everywhere in the world. Nigeria is not exceptional, and we must know that. That is what the people who are in media have to tell the people. We just don't want to be a devil advocate all the time.
Honorable Molaji Olaoye, do you admit that the government of the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the presidency, can actually do better than we currently have?
They are doing better and they are doing great.
Do you admit they can do
better? Because there is a lot of
this?
initiation that is on ground that has never been executed. Part of it is that there is no reliability now on only oil as source of income to Nigeria. Again, a lot of states are taking more than triple of what they are having before. That, for you to know, there is a lot of there is progressivity in Nigeria. So what are the state governors doing to replicate what is happening at the center? That is what the question we are going to ask. It is not the fact that the center cannot provide adequately enough for the state and the local government. And you see the state now burdening the local government. They don't want them to function. So that problem should not be laid on the desktop of the presidency.
Honorable Molaji Olaoye, we have to go. This is a conversation that will continue next time.
I think probably we are going to continue.
This is a conversation that will continue next time. Thank you for joining us in the studio this morning.
Thank you.
It has been a wonderful session with you. That has been the big story on Daybreak Live. The PDP's Congress may have concluded, but its ripple effects are only just beginning to spread. For the APC, the challenge is not only to respond but to reinvent strategies that can stand the test of time and of a new political era. Many thanks to my guest this morning, an APC chieftain, Honorable Omolaje Olaoye, for sharing his thoughts with us. Samson Balogun is my name. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more engaging conversations that shape our nation's future. Up next is Trend Watch.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at DominionCast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
All right, welcome back from that short break. The show is still Daybreak Live right here on Dominion Television. Don't forget to link up with us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast, and on X, formerly Twitter, at Dominion Cast. You can also watch us live on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to that channel, Dominion Broadcast. Of course, you can also link up with us on our website, www.dominion.org.ng, dominion.org.ng. Now it's time for Trend Watch, and I still have with me Oluwayemi Adelaku in the studio.
And I'm glad to be back here. Well
Good to
done.
have you back.
Definitely. So we have the story that says Tinubu presidency welcomes Jonathan to contest in 2027. Says Nigerians won't easily forget ex-president dismissal records. And that's coming from the presidency, because recently, I mean, a lot of persons are saying, okay, Goodluck Jonathan is going to contest under the PDP, and we are coming back to reclaim the mandate from APC and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And then the presidency now responded through Bayo Onanuga to say that he should come now, that, you know, he should not forget that, you know, he's been sworn in twice. And of course, you know, that case will get to the court. And apart from that, you know, he mentioned something about his records, that, you know, Nigerians have not forgotten about his records. What do you make of that?
You see, it's really going to be a long case if this happens. Goodluck Jonathan also knows about this. He knows he has been sworn in twice, but I don't think it was made expressly clear in the Nigerian Constitution that if you take over from someone, you automatically, you know, gain the mandate. But one thing I have always said, I think it happened in Bayelsa State when the deputy had an issue with the certification, and then the deputy and the candidate, they were all swept away even after they won the election. In fact, they were already preparing to be sworn in the next day, and then there was a court injunction that brought in Joe Ediri, who was second during that time. So that means that the ticket belongs to two people, not just the main candidate. So the two of them, actually their names are on the tickets. So that aside, Goodluck Jonathan and Umar Musa Yar'Adua. They contested together, won the election. Goodluck Jonathan was his vice president. Unfortunately, Umar Musa Yar'Adua passed away. Goodluck Jonathan was sworn in as the substantive president at the time, so meaning he had been sworn in even before he won the re-election back to office. So if this is the path that is being told, don't forget that he tried to contest again, but he lost.
Yes.
But nobody talked about this during that time. Unfortunately, this is coming to the fore now because I think it still has a little bit of Goodluck Jonathan, for me, still has the goodwill to contest an election in Nigeria and still get support, especially from the PDP and most definitely in some part of the country, say for the South, the Southeast, and some part of Southwest. Maybe in the North too, is going to get support. But that is going to be a case where the APC is already looking at what influence Jonathan has if he contests an election. So one of the ways to stop him is to start a litigation as regards how many times he has been sworn in, and that will actually take a long time and might even disqualify him if the case does not finish or end before the election. Then that might actually ruin his chances of becoming president. So this is a strategic move by the APC. It's not just about, oh, he's coming to contest, it's about us stopping him, I mean the APC, even before a contest. So there will be a long court case, and then they will wait until, it's always in Nigeria where you realize the fact that court cases are strategically placed to either stop or help you progress in anything you are doing. So this might actually be a reason, defined place to actually say, look, let's initiate a court case, litigation against Jonathan. He has been sworn in twice, and he cannot be sworn the third time as president. So the case will now linger and linger until, his chances will be ruined.
Okay, if you ask me honestly, I really do not see Jonathan contesting 2027. I don't know, it might happen because, I mean, like they say, 24 hours is a long time in politics, but I don't see him contesting. But if he should decide to contest, I think he's going to divide the votes of other candidates because of where it's from his region, and then he's definitely a threat to the APC. But then talking about his records, I don't think APC should now start coming to say that, okay, the record of someone is so bad, because you are still in government. And of course, day by day, people are talking about your government, too. I mean, your policies. So, I mean, he's been there before, and of course, he's left. And then he said something recently that when he lost in 2015, he said that, his ambition is not worth the blood of Nigerians. And of course, so that was why he congratulated the person that won the election. Because I don't know if he should decide to contest, whether he's going to win or not. I think that's the responsibility of the electorate to decide whether they're going to vote him or not. But then let's take a look at some comments. Ajiji is saying, Peter Obi will beat Jonathan before 11 a.m. I think that's a hasty generalization.
That's too early to decide. Because Jonathan is no pushover when we talk about Nigerian politics. He started from the grassroots. He was a governor in his state, and most definitely he was deputy governor before he became governor. So he knows exactly what the terrain looks like at the local level, and all politics are local. So he knows how to play his game. And, you were talking about, 24 hours being too long in politics to make some decisions. See, the truth of the matter is, even if he doesn't want to compete, even if he doesn't want to contest for the presidency, there are so many people who will be whispering in his ears now, oh, we stand a chance, this is the perfect time for you to come back, this is this is that. And that is not because they love Goodluck Jonathan. That's because of their own selfish interest. So every political gladiator is selfish. There is always a reason for saying some things, and there's always a reason for doing it.
And one more thing is because look at the state of PDP now. Can you compare the PDP of 2025 to the PDP of maybe 2020 or maybe 2003, 2005? A lot is going on within the PDP.
Actually, the party is not coordinated.
Yeah, so they are looking for that best person because look at 2022-23. Wike was saying, I want to contest, and he was so sad about the fact that he lost the primaries. Now, he's not even talking in that direction. His only goal now is to support, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which he has done several times to say, I'm going to support this person, come 2027.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows, a room or a house better than the person who dwells in it. So there's no way you come from outside and then you suddenly know the nooks and crannies of a particular room, unless someone points to that direction. So Nyesom Wike is a stalwart of the PDP. He is a member of the PDP as we speak. At least he still carries the card. He knows what the party looks like in terms of structure. So the fact that he's not even coming out to say, oh, I want to contest, just like he did in the last election, there's something wrong somewhere. And he knows that the party has been splitted into different factions, and bringing them back together, especially with this kind of person, will be difficult. But the only person who I see as a unifier that can bring every member of the PDP back to the same table is Goodluck Jonathan, because of how he ran the party when he was, the national leader. Of course, when you are the president, you automatically lead the political party. That's the framework in Nigeria. And, he still has the goodwill to do that. And the APC should really fear for that, because if he comes on board, he's going to be a huge force. Now imagine if Jonathan contests under a political party, let's say PDP, and Peter Obi contests under another political party, Atiku Abubakar under another political party. They are only giving President Bola Ahmed Tinubu an easy ride to the presidency come 2027. That's what I see, because the vote will be divided across party lines, and most definitely the APC might remain one. And if they do, then that's going to be an easy ride for them.
The way I'm saying it, honestly, the odds are very clear. I'm not trying to project now. 2027 is still very far. But looking at the state of the People's Democratic Party, I think, former President Goodluck Jonathan should count his cause, because most of the people that are clamoring for him to come back now, there's a tag, bring back our Jonathan. Most of them protested against his government.
Against his government.
To say that we don't want
so
you
why
again.
Jonathan
you are
now?
causing
That's why I said it is always selfish. There's always a selfish reason behind it.
They will say that, you should be careful, because this is politics, because they are asking me to come. Okay, maybe they will give him money to actually cater for the funds and the likes. The PDP has a very strong good, regardless of the fact that, okay, a lot of persons.
And then they also need someone that will bankroll the party.
Yes, they've Wike is there for them, but it might support them. It's the sponsor of the party, regardless of the fact that he's going to support Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I think that's one thing that has, helped him consolidate on this power, because he sponsors the party, in terms of everything that they do. But regardless, I think Goodluck Jonathan should count his cause if he wants to contest. Yes, he has every right to contest, and of course the case will be taken to court. Whether he's going to win before the election, I think the judges will determine that. Definitely.
Of course,
yeah.
This will be the fine place to actually leave it on the show this morning. We say thank you for being a part of the show so far. Do not forget to link up with us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Dominion Broadcast. On X, formerly Twitter, and Dominion Cast. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch us live, and definitely drop your comment there. We'll take them as the show progresses. Right, this is the fine time to go. As I always say on this show, any claim to knowledge that cannot be justified or traceable to reason is no knowledge at all. So anything you do, try as much as possible to gain more knowledge. Be better than who you were yesterday. Samson Balogun is many. Let's meet once again tomorrow, same time, same station. There's still a lot to unpack on this dial today, so keep it locked. Bye for now.
Thank you for being a part of the show. Do well to join us same time tomorrow. And before I go, I would love to tell you that sometimes it takes more than your talent, your gift to get the job done. Do what it takes. Lega means do to get the job done. My name is Oluwayemi Adela Kwamsing. Good morning.